Hello everyone, welcome back to Zaki number 2. In this video we're going to be looking at pros being shocked at new changes. Epic knew it the entire time. That is the title of this video of that Denver guy. I've spoken and looked at a lot of Fortnite over the past week, honestly, just been trying to be active on this channel, but Gamescom is going to be online at least in a couple of days, and I'm really looking forward to covering what's going on in the entire gaming industry. But with that being said, let's jump straight into this video and I'm going to give my thoughts and analysis on it.
Just a few more days until season 4, ladies and gentlemen, and pros are shocked at the new changes, especially Booga, the World Cup champion, lets it all out there today. I'll show you guys that in just a second. Wait until you see what he says about all this. And don't get mad at him, give him a chance. But Thor's Hammer is now officially on the map, though. Definitely go check this out if you guys haven't already. It looks insane. And then the new leak today is the letter U. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street or something. But thank you to Vast Blast, and apparently the word is going to be Nexus. What that means exactly, I don't know. So if you know, type it down in the comments below and let us all know. But we have some huge news today with Epic and the whole situation they're in. It is getting worse. I don't even know how to say what I'm about to say in this video without getting in trouble. I'm just going to tell the truth of what I know on it to you guys. I received some possible inside information from someone that reached out to me, said something pretty shocking about the Epic CEO, Tim Sweeney. I'm in no way saying any of this is true. We're going to treat it as 100% false until more comes out. I don't even know what to think about all this yet, though, but I'll show you guys all of that in just a second. And tons more in this video for you guys.
Well, okay, we get it. There's a lot about to happen. You're going to tell us to like and subscribe, which you should totally do, by the way. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Go ahead. That Demo Guys videos are always in the description of these videos for obvious reasons. So, yeah. All right, this is about the creator code.
You guys, I couldn't get to all of you. Sorry about that. I don't want to get yelled at in the comments for talking too much. So hear him out on this one before you get mad at him. Some of you guys might be feeling the same exact way. It's not just whining or anything, too. He's actually kind of right, I think. And then we'll get to all the other news, including what Tim Sweeney said and what he knew about for so long. And also why an informant believes he could be removed. Check this out.
Yeah, no, Advit, the thing is, I feel like
Simon and Joe both invest in stocks.
Check this out. The first point I'm about to make. Here's an ad.
like the old map, I might be wrong, but I feel like the old map had more loot. Even though there's more POIs on this map, I feel like the old
You might not be able to hear what Booga's saying here, but he's saying that he thinks there's more loot on the old map, I believe.
World Cup, like if they just bring that time period back with that map and like make adjustments to some things here and there with the meta, like it would be the best game ever, bro. Like even if you're casual, I feel like, I don't know, like what's the storyline really right now? Like does anyone actually know what the storyline is? Like I feel like they went off track and now it's kind of just they're doing whatever. There's no storyline, if I'm being honest. We've seen it. Yeah, like I don't really like how they do all like the partnership things with like Marvel and all that. Like I feel like they should just make their own storyline instead of dedicating an entire season to a partnership, you know? Like, they have a big enough platform to where they could do that. And, like,
they do have a big enough platform to where they can make their own storyline, and I think that's actually a great idea for them to do. I do think that Fortnite could have its own storyline. I'm also really, really excited to see what they do with Marvel as an actual season, because we've never seen this done before with a game where they actually dedicate a whole season to a partnership with, actually, let's be honest, this isn't just any small partnership. We're talking about Marvel here. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes, but still.
More. I don't know, like, I'm even wondering, I guess I get how it's Aquaman, but, like, I feel like it's too superhero-y and stuff like that. They just need to go back to what they used to do, with battle passes and everything.
Well,
so huge thank you to Daily Clips.
There's a battle pass. Maybe I'm getting him wrong, but there's a battle pass in. What are you? Okay. I didn't really hear any points being made, to be real with you. All I heard was, I don't like that it's superheroes. Why? Why? Like, if there is a reason, I'd like to hear it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't like it. It's just
Central for finding that clip. Definitely check out his channel. See, I told you though, guys, Booga had some pretty good points, right? The storyline, it's so confusing now. And I already told you guys, I'm not personally big into superheroes, but I promise I will give it a chance. I promise, all right? No negativity. I'm actually hyped for something new. Even Dakota said I'm so hyped for season 4. And why that's kind of surprising.
That is surprising.
Right before this, he said,
that's really
surprising.
surprising.
In 12 days. And that's fine. End of season. kind of plain. We all take a break here and there, but he came back strong, adding this: I'm going to stream at Fortnite game tonight, so I'm not complete garbage when the season drops. But
That's fair.
sorry, this is kind of funny. Literally 1 hour later, he says, why is it so hard for me to play a Fortnite game? Sad face. Sorry, I get that way too. Like, I hop on it, I'm just like, man, I'm going to play all day. It's going to be so fun. And then like 2 games in, I'm already yelling at my screen. But new season coming, guys. I hope it's going to be awesome. We need it right now. So we'll wait and see. And until then, Epic versus Apple, it just keeps getting crazier. No, I'm not going to hit you with some boring court documents. This is something else entirely, actually. Nick Kane's on Twitter.
Okay, the boring court documents, though. I mean, I get his fans are probably quite young, so maybe they don't care. But that's the thing, right? If you don't care about court documents, if you don't care about what's going on, why are you even part of this discussion? You know, if you're not going to fight, if you're not going to debate with facts, what's the point? At that point, you're just debating for the fact of debating.
An old video
Which
of
some
Tim
people
Sweeney,
like, maybe, I
Epic
don't know.
CEO, and listen to what he says here. He knew about this the whole time. He was just waiting to hit. Check this out, and then don't miss what's coming next. And will Tim Sweeney actually be
start with PC,
removed?
but
Take a look.
The winds of change are blowing.
Oh, I've
through the
seen
whole
this interview
industry.
before.
Apple charging 30% and
Yeah,
denying competing stores the ability to exist on their platform.
this is BAFTA.
Putting Spotify in an untenable position by taking 30% from them without taxing their own music business. All of these platforms are going to have to change, and I feel Epic's in a unique position to actually help affect that change.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be difficult for some companies, obviously, because they want to make more cash, right? So,
That's right. Well, I think right now too many things are tied together in the game industry. You have a smartphone platform that's tied to a monopoly store, it's tied to a bunch of Apple services. The barriers are coming down. You're going to see more and more social communication across platform barriers. Now, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, Apple, Google, they're all able to, they've all lifted the restrictions on cross-communication and cross-purchasing. I think that's just the beginning. At some point, Apple's walled garden has to come down, and iOS users need the freedom to install apps on their phones.
So yeah, Tim knew about this for a long time, but like it's so weird to me, this whole thing. Tim knew Apple's rules, but decided to break them, right? Apple said, you broke our rules, so we're going to remove you from our platform until you can follow our rules. And then Tim and Epic decided to sue Apple for that. I mean, that angle makes Epic look like the bad guy for sure.
Either he's pandering to his audience, or he actually believes what he's saying here. Epic looks like the bad guy here. Sorry? That, to me, the interpretation of that is Epic knew what they were doing to help industry practices. How is the fact that, if anything, this is smarter of Epic? What? I'm sorry. Either you're pandering to your audience, and Denver, I've tried to be as... That's annoyed me a little bit.
But then the other side of things is that Epic thinks Apple taking 30% is a really bad thing for everyone, which it kind of is. That's kind of a high fee, and they're fighting against that, so that makes Epic look really good. But then Epic, here's the thing, hasn't said a single thing to the mobile player base. That kind of upsets me, even though I do support them still. But some of the mobile players, being YouTubers like Grant and Ducky, who rely on that for their income, and all Epic did for the mobile players is host a tournament where mobile players could supposedly win new consoles or computers so they can play Fortnite again. But then they made the tournament cross-platform, and there's like no way mobile players can hang with console and mouse and keyboard kids, so they don't get anything out of the tournament that was designed for them. Like, I mean, that's kind of messed up, right? I mean, what was it for? What was the point? Like, just for show or to like gain support? I mean, who knows? We did get a free skin out of it. Hopefully you guys got your 10 points, and that's coming soon, according to Epic. They said in a week, but I'm just asking questions.
Look, if you're going to... I don't know, bro. This is starting to feel kind of... I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. That is... I don't want to be totally dismissive of Denver and what he's saying, but it is annoying me now because he's... I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that he basically plays both arguments. And I don't know if I like that or not. Maybe that's what unbiased is called. I don't know, because technically, not even technically, I definitely have a bias towards Epic in as much as I've informed myself on what Epic is doing it, and I am with Epic here. based on, not in terms of, oh, I love Fortnite, based on what's actually happening in the real world of tech here. Not to do with the servers are bad and I don't get the skin I want. Like, oh my gosh, like,
I don't know. I could be wrong. Okay.
This is going to get found a year later now, and then they're going to say that I hate Denver. I have nothing against Denver as a person. I think he's an awesome guy, and I think he's found a really good way of doing what he does. But this video in particular, using that short BAFTA clip, if we're going to actually go into all of that, if you're actually going to show your audience that, I understand why he wouldn't have. If he didn't show his audience that, I would have understood why, because that's not that interesting to teenagers. But to take that clip out and to say that Epic knew and that means that they were potentially doing something wrong, no. And if you're going to show that, analyze it properly. Don't just, well, they predicted it. Of course they knew. If this billion-dollar company who sues a trillion-dollar company doesn't have some backing behind it, isn't that worse?
Here's where it gets weird. I received a few DMs and I responded, but then it just got more and more overwhelming to where
and part of the reason why this irritates me, I don't really care what Denver has to say in terms of he can have his own opinion. That's great. It's the fact that he had there are all these teenagers who are watching him here, who are basically, he might not tell him, he is, in fairness to Denver, he does say think for yourself and stuff. A lot of teenagers aren't going to think for themselves. And I think he knows the result of that. They won't think for themselves, a lot of them. They'll say they do because they're teenagers, but you're an influencer, mate.
I don't know what to think anymore. I received a message from Rob, and he said he does this type of stuff for a living, researching, digging, finding the truth. He's been talking to a corporate attorney about all of this, and this is one of the DMs he sent me. Tim Sweeney will be removed from Epic Games. I can tell you how and why the corporate attorney agrees 100%. Now, again, I don't know Rob at all. Again, we'll take this as 100% false until more comes out. And for all I know, he could be making it all up. But if I sat here and showed you guys everything he sent me, which I don't think I can, you would pause and think for a second. But then he also told me Epic has almost no chance of winning this. I replied, no way. So Fortnite on mobile is done for sure. And he replied, until they get rid of Sweeney, and thinks the board will remove him. I know, crazy, right? And then he goes on to say that Epic handled this very wrong, that the judge...
I've never in my life seen a company directly violate an agreement, suffer the consequences of the agreement, and then filed TRO. Apple did nothing wrong, it was in the contract, and Sweeney's putting on this dramatic show, acting all shocked why Apple should provide developer tools for free that cost billions to create to a company violates a contract and is running an immature PR campaign is beyond me. The judge will be impressed with this PR campaign at all. It does nothing and it isn't necessary. Okay, let's get to facts.
Judge will not be happy at all with like the big PR moves, hashtag free Fortnite, trying to make Epic look like the good guy and Apple like the bad guy. And then he added, Apple had no choice but to enforce the contract. If they didn't, it would be a free-for-all. And the reason they have a 30% flat fee is to cover the cost of developer tools and support, etc. Other companies might seem to charge a lesser percentage, but charge on every little thing. Like Apple could have charged a smaller fee for each tool, but that would add up to 30, and publicly it'd look better. The fact that Apple is willing to compromise in the interim, especially after this PR campaign, is pretty nice of them. So is Apple the good guy? I don't know. Then Rob went on to tell me a lot more that I probably can't add here. But again, take all this knowing that none of this could happen or be true, that Rob maybe doesn't have a clue what he's talking about, but based on what he's told me, he is definitely knowledgeable. Either way, it's an interesting take on the whole situation that has left a lot of us kind of puzzled and wanting answers, especially the millions of you guys who are left stranded because all you had to play on was like an old used Apple phone or something, as Rob puts it. Now kids can't play at all, and that's pretty sad because we're all stuck inside, and that might have been the only way to play with friends, and it might actually do more damage than we think to kids. I mean, yeah.
This thing that he's showing now, the DMs, everything else he was talking about before, okay. I mean, you could tell how I felt about it. These are some... I'm really looking forward to what happens over the next few months. I want to see what happens with these DMs.
it's just a game. I know, but the social aspect of life is way more important than just the game Fortnite. Like either way, I don't know what's going to happen. Rob, I mean, thank you for the DMs. I have no idea what's true or not. Again, do not just be like, oh, this is totally true. We'll see what happens. I just thought it was interesting when that hit me today. I was like, oh my gosh, could Tim Sweeney, the epic CEO?
Okay, well, what I'm going to do, because that DM thing, I'm trying to, in my mind, unfold how I react to that in the most decent way possible without stirring drama, beef, etc. And I don't think I can do it in a reaction video. I think I'm actually going to have to take some time and think about it, because from a journalistic point of view, I'm thinking about a lot of things right now when it comes to what Denver's saying.
Be removed. That would be a crazy video to make for sure. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. Remember, if you want to enter the giveaway,
you could. I really try to have a positive way of thinking on these videos, and I always, even with every channel that I have and every page and every social platform that I have, because I have quite a few of them, I always try to be somewhat of a beacon of light when it comes to this stuff. So I don't want to show the annoyed side of me right now, which is clearly coming out, and you could tell by my behavior doing like this and stuff. I don't do that in reaction videos. I try to be excited and interested, and I pick stuff that's going to interest me and excite me. But I'm slightly annoyed right now, and I don't want to show that too much, because yeah, like I say, I could say the wrong thing, this, that, and the other. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with these DMs. It's going to be really interesting to see, and depending on what happens with this now, because the accusations that Denver has put out, or this person who, this Rob or whatever his name is, the accusations that they put out through Denver, who has, at the time of recording today, has already had over 100,000 views. The influence on that is absolutely ridiculous, and that's influence therefore has a lot of responsibility, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out in the end. I can't speak on the DMs because honestly I keep myself very, very clued up with what's going on in tech and with Epic Games and stuff like that. Never seen anything about that. And I'm seeing a DM from some person, some anonymous person that Denver's putting up with a Fortnite profile picture saying that the CEO is going to be removed from Epic Games. Those accusations or those ideas, putting that in front of 100,000 people plus, because this is probably going to have hundreds of thousands of views eventually. You better think that I don't even know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. From a journalistic point of view, I'm thinking hard right now. But with that being said, if this video was interesting or helpful in any way, shape, or form, a like is always very much appreciated. I'm just going to end this video here and work on some other stuff because I'm a little bit annoyed right now. But the Gamescom stuff is happening in a couple days from now as well, so this channel should be quite active from that. Basically, I'll be talking about a lot of stuff other than Fortnite, so that might be interesting to some of you. But with that being said, if you want to be up to date with everything happening in this channel, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.
Shop